Hello, my friends, and welcome back.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip where a fat activist is complaining about fat phobia on an airplane when they encroach on someone else's seat. Yes, they spill into someone else's seat and then complain that that person is touching them. What? Things are really going off the deep end now. We're also going to be taking a look at a few bonus clips from this same creator. Yes, we're getting into black shirt mime season. It's getting cold here again. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm TheCynicalDude. I upload 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So even if the content sucks, you should still subscribe because there's plenty of it to view. Something to look at, right? That's the best sales pitch that you've ever heard for a channel. It's something to look at. Just click the stupid button. If you'd like to support the channel, for $5 a month, you'll get access to channel memberships, which will give you a badge next to your name, access to custom emojis, as well as top priority in my comment replies. A join button is below. And if there's no join button, there's a join link in the description. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
So the other day, I had my first experience with airplane fat phobia.
That's the worst kind.
Basically, I got on this plane home. I was in one of the last boarding groups, so I was one of the last people to actually get on the flight. And I had a window seat, so there were two people sitting in the row next to me. And I walked up and I said, "Hi, I think this is my seat." And one of them goes, "Oh, Jesus," under his breath. Like, he's already very upset that I'm even here.
No, I think he's very upset that you're going to be on him. If somebody's first response when they see you coming onto the plane is, Jesus, you might have a problem.
They both seem very annoyed and kind of grumble their way into getting up and letting me go to my seat, and then they get back in the seats.
So they had to leave their seats entirely to make room for you to get in. That's what I'm getting from that.
Make a lot of comments about, "Oh, I hope we'll be able to fit," or like, "Oh, it's kind of cramped. I'm really uncomfortable."
How dare you? What the hell is that supposed to mean, you fat phobic bastards?
And I'm just sitting there like, it's my seat, my guy, I don't know what to do. At one point, the woman sitting directly next to me starts looking for her seatbelt. I'm sure that's what she was doing, but she just kept shoving her hand in between the seats and inadvertently touching me.
Inadvertently touching you.
Touching my stomach the whole time.
Touching your stomach. Right. What about the fact that you're inadvertently touching her because your body is spilling into her seat? If I can't go like this and put my hand down in the separator between us without touching your body and your stomach, as you put it, then you're encroaching on my space. The irony of this is ridiculous. Like, she kept touching me and everything. Like, dude, you're literally spilling onto her. He went to adjust his necklace and just started touching me. And you're like, whoa. His own necklace, and somehow you were that far into his seat that you were touching him? What's happening? So this person next to me goes to adjust their belt and starts touching me.
And it made me very, very uncomfortable.
As uncomfortable as you're making them by laying on them?
Pretty soon they end up waving down a flight attendant and being like, "Can we switch seats?" And she said, maybe. She said the flight's pretty full, but she'll, let them know when everyone's on board and they've got everything accounted for.
What? I can't believe that you were complaining about this person touching you when you're clearly in their space.
Once again, they're saying things like, "Oh, I hope it can happen." Just really hammering it home that they don't want to sit next to me.
They don't want you sitting on them. You already said that the lady is touching you when she goes to adjust her seatbelt or whatever, touch the area between you. She's all up in your space. What do you mean that she doesn't want to sit next to you? She doesn't want you to sit on top of her like you're currently doing. Are these people blind or something? Like, you don't see that you're all up on somebody else? You're complaining about them? This is like bumping into somebody and then getting all mad at the person that you bumped into like it's their fault. You're the one who bumped into them.
Eventually, the flight attendant comes back, gives them new seats, and they are so excited.
Yeah, because you're not going to be laying on them anymore. You are really playing the victim in this situation. You are the aggressor here. You're the one in their seat.
Get up and they go, "What a relief." Which leaves me crying because I had the audacity to be fat.
Right. If you're crying because you couldn't fit in your own seat, that should precipitate change within you. So the victim in this situation is you, because you couldn't fit into your own seat and other people got mad about it. So now you're crying. What? Dude, you could cry those manipulative tears at me all day and I feel nothing. I'm like, well, if you can't fit in your own seat, lady, you can't fit in your own seat. I wish I could feel some kind of emotion in response to your tears, but it's not the first time I've seen tears. Sorry. Not sorry. I wish I could feel some kind of, what do you call it? Emotions or whatever. No, I got nothing.
Because I had the audacity to be fat next to people on a plane. On the bright side, I got a whole row to myself, but God, at what cost?
The cost of your dignity, I guess. I guess you felt embarrassed by this situation, which is expected. But you're not the victim here, okay? I know that you're embarrassed and you feel bad, but you're the one who couldn't fit into your own seat. So regardless of your feelings, you're the one who's violating other people's spaces. It's very important in this space that everybody feels comfortable. In this space. Sorry, I was making fun of the way that activists speak. Now we're going to take a look at some bonus clips from this same creator. She's going to be responding to this comment that reads, "You might want to rethink about rights. Nobody is stopping you from buying clothes. Cops won't arrest you for buying clothes." That's true.
No one said it's illegal to buy clothes.
Slam dunk, you just won the argument.
What are you talking about? When I said we don't have equal access to clothing, I didn't mean cops were gonna come get us because we're buying clothes.
Okay, then perhaps the terminology "we don't have equal access to clothing" is moronic. If you don't feel like getting up off the couch and going to the store to buy clothing, or going online to buy it, that's on you. There's no lack of access to clothing. You've got access to the same Amazon that I do. I can find whatever ridiculous size on Amazon or other online sources. I don't even understand where the complaint is about people not being able to find their size in the store. I buy most of my stuff on Amazon or other online retailers these days anyway. I'd rather not go to a store. You enjoy the novelty of going and digging through all these stupid clothes and it's a huge mess everywhere, and you get to wait for all these other morons to quit picking through the clothes so you can get to them too. Yeah, I'm missing out on that experience. How do I go be annoyed inside of stores with everybody else?
I mean that there's just less clothing options for fat people, despite the fact that there are more fat people statistically.
No, the group that there's more of are sizes 14 to 16, and you'll find plenty of those in stock. If you are larger than a size 16, you are well beyond the norm, no matter what you keep telling yourself.
Let's work on those critical thinking skills, shall we?
Ironic. I've yet to see somebody that's a size 14 or 16 complaining that they can't find their size. The average person is a size 30, like me, and I can't even find a size anywhere. I don't know. Like I said, who shops in stores anymore anyway? Maybe it's just me because I hate shopping. I literally can't stand shopping. Well, clothes shopping in particular really just numbs my brain, dude. We could shop for literally anything else. But of course, that makes sense, right? I'm not into clothes. I'm into like electronics or sporting goods or whatever kind of wacky camping type of maybe some cooking stuff. I don't know. I'm into literally everything but clothes. If you find yourself in a store and you're like, hey, how come they don't have my size in here? I'm only a size 28. Maybe it's time to take a real solid look in the mirror and evaluate your life. Oh yeah, by the way, in that first clip in the description, she said, and I'm only a small fat. So that fatness spectrum is really just a coping scale for larger people. When you're morbidly obese and you're referring to yourself as a small fat, it makes you feel better than the word morbidly obese, right? So you're less likely to make any changes and help your life at all. When you adopt the fatness spectrum and start referring to yourself and others as a small, medium, and large fat, that's like throwing in the towel on life. You're literally not going to do anything about your situation, and in fact, you're probably going to keep getting larger and larger and larger, and you need a coping mechanism to make you think that other people are actually bigger than you. I'm just a small fat, and even I had a problem in the plane when I was spilling over into other people's seats. Maybe the term small shouldn't be used to describe anybody that can't fit into a standard size seat. Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that says, girl, nobody likes being fat. I don't buy that for a second. I'm not trying to be mean either. I think this is your coping mechanism. Ooh.
I know you said I'm not trying to be mean, but I call bullshit.
Reality's not mean.
Why else would you tell me that you can't believe that I would love myself?
What? No, they said, nobody likes being fat. I don't buy that for a second. They didn't say they don't buy that you love yourself. The time that it took you to read that comment and then respond to it, you're already fabricating the contents of the comment.
Is that not the textbook definition of mean?
Okay, so this person is just like a lot of other fat activists. They're completely fabricating things that people said. Dude, stop lying. You know you don't like being fat. So I'm not supposed to love myself? How dare you? That is very mean. What? No, I said nobody likes being fat. Quit twisting my words so you can play the victim again. Play the victim again? What's that supposed to mean? You want me to die? What? Dude, what is even the point of a conversation with you? There is no point.
And for someone who really doesn't like fat people, you sure are following a lot of fat influencers.
Hey, those are all the same influencers that I follow. I'm not following them for inspiration, though. Maybe this person just likes to laugh, you know, so they're following some hilarious pages.
What's that about? What's that about, Christine?
Well, maybe Christine realizes that fat activists say the darndest things, so it can be amusing to follow them, or make videos about them, or whatever. Next.
Diet culture is evil.
I've been saying that for years.
I just saw somebody in a comment section asking about the pros and cons of malnutrition.
Okay.
There are no pros. It's bad. Malnutrition is bad.
I agree that malnutrition is bad. We should eat healthy food at home. That's what you're saying, right? The irony is that most obese people are malnourished because they're not eating real food at all. They're eating highly processed, highly palatable, addictive foods that are more akin to a substance than anything that will provide you with any nutritional benefit. You didn't get morbidly obese from eating protein, a quality carbohydrate source, and vegetables. Next.
Maybe this is just a me thing and it's like a hot take or whatever, but I really don't like when people describe me as plus size. I think referring to people as plus size in general is kind of yikes.
The irony of you saying that something is yikes.
I use plus sizes to refer to clothing because that's what plus sizes are.
Okay. Because that's what plus sizes are. I'm just a little deeper. I'm just a little smarter than the rest of you plebs.
But some people be like, oh, I'm plus size. And I'm like, you're not a dress.
Okay, so the clothing is called plus size, but not the people. What should we refer to the people that are larger as?
I don't know. I just feel like fat is a better term.
Oh, fat. We should call you fat. Okay, so fat people wear plus size clothing. Or do plus size people wear fat clothing? Maybe you got it wrong. All right, so you're not plus size, you're fat. Everybody says that they want to be referred to as fat in practice, but I think in actuality, they wouldn't really like it. Like in the story earlier where they were on the airplane with those people. If those people were like, oh my God, there's a fat person taking up all the seats, I don't think they would like it. I think it's a little more respectful, a little more gentle if you're just like, yeah, there was a plus size person or a larger person. Even the term obese seems a lot more medical and respectful than the term fat.
For like fat people than plus size. I don't know what it is. I really can't put my finger on it, but whenever someone describes...
Well, I'd rather be called straight size than thin. No, I'm just kidding. That's a really bizarre and stupid term as well.
A person as being plus size, I'm like, no. Does this make any sense?
All right, so more clips of people wanting to be called fat is what that is. Don't call me plus size, call me a fat idiot. All right. Don't call me plus size, call me chunk ass. All right, man, whatever you want. Next.
Some of y'all really need to hear this.
We do? Sorry.
There is no correct weight that everyone needs to be at.
Yeah, there is. It's 125 pounds. I'm going to be a skeleton at that size, but a lot of you are looking to look great. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's a joke. Therefore, her proposition is moronic from the start because nobody said there's one size that everybody needs to be. There's one weight that everybody needs to be. Whether you're 4 foot 5 inches tall or 6 foot 5 inches tall, you should weigh 150 pounds, right?
There is no one size fits all for health.
Yeah, no
Thin people can be unhealthy. Fat people can be healthy.
No. It may be true that thin people can be unhealthy if they're partaking in a lot of unhealthy behaviors, but it's not true that fat people can be healthy. The adipose tissue itself is bad for you. So even if you don't have diabetes, a heart attack, stroke, or blown out knees, you're still in ill health. Yeah, see, the look on your face right here perfectly encapsulates your argument.
I don't understand why this is some sort of controversial statement. If everyone right now started eating exactly the same things and exercising the exact same amount, we would all still be different sizes.
Not if we were all the same exact height. This is so much copium, dude. Like I've said before, since everybody is a different height, her statement is actually true. If we all ate the same and exercised the same, some people would be thin and some would not. Alright, so one of the things that I'm getting from that is that you don't need to eat like a 6'5" man. There are different caloric requirements for everyone based on their height. That's what I'm getting from that, because you said if we all eat the same, we'd all be different levels of fat. The downside to nothing being your fault is that you also have no control over your life. You're the one that's signing up for that. You're the one that's like, I can't do anything to better myself, because it makes you feel better, but that also stops you from bettering yourself, because whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you're always going around and be like, I can't do it, what am I going to do? I can't do anything. You're not going to do anything, and you're not going to be able to do anything because you have relegated yourself to that mindset. You have tuned into that frequency of helplessness. You're like, I can't do anything. Nothing is my fault. All right, man, you're not going to get far in life. I believe that everything is my fault and I have absolute control. I know it sounds scary to be in control of your own life, but that means that I have the power to change. And no one can stop me. Sorry, I got a little intense right there. Next, she's going to be responding to this comment that says, heart disease and diabetes liked your video. From user Inked Latina. Hey, I think I've seen you in my comments before. How you doing? And then this creator's response is going to be, do you actually think thin people can't have diabetes or heart disease? Her response is just that text on the screen and then some silly music playing. This music. Your comment is so dumb, I'm gonna play some silly music and put a dumb caption on the screen. Once again, we're doing the causation versus correlation nonsense. Sometimes thin people have a heart attack too. Therefore, doing things that constantly stress your heart are not bad. Mark over there got hit by a ricocheting bullet when he was at the gun range. Therefore, going to battle in a war is not dangerous. Some people get a tumor in their esophagus and die from that. Therefore, drinking bleach is not bad for you, right? It's called mitigating the risk. Some people who aren't even dancing in traffic get hit by a car, so let's go dance in traffic. You picking up what I'm laying down here? Is this language simple enough for you to understand? Oh my goodness, that music is so silly. Your comment is so dumb because this music is silly. Alright, what a smart response that was. Next. Alright, now she's going to be responding to this comment that says, yes, yes, yes. Green hair is the trick if you're interviewing to be a clown. Who even told you that green hair is the going color of hair? This has nothing to do with fat acceptance, but let's watch it.
The fact that me having green hair is stirring up such trouble is so funny to me.
Stirring up such trouble, right? You're painting yourself as some kind of victim again. Everybody's out to get me.
Why do you care? Why do you care what hair color I have?
They're not saying that they care or that it's hurting them emotionally. They're just making fun of you for going to a job interview that way.
Do I know you?
Having green hair used to mean that you were like a rebel or a punk rock person or something. Now it just means that you probably complain a lot, right? Like if you go to hire somebody and they have green hair, you're like, I don't know, I think you're going to be late all the time and complain constantly. That's what I'm getting from it these days. They've really ruined it. Everything that used to be a sign of being like unique or edgy or whatever just means that you're annoying now. I predict that you will be late to work often.
It clearly didn't matter to the people who hired me to work with kids, by the way.
Yeah, that's a little alarming.
Like, I don't know what you want from me. Am I gonna dye my hair back to brown because Cheryliniemi536 said to? No. No.
Okay, so you're trying to dunk on them because you can't read their name? That was the dumbest attempt at a dunk ever. I'm not gonna dye my hair back to brown just because Joe Swanson told me to. I can't even pronounce that, you idiot. Okay, is that a dunk on them or a dunk on you because you can't pronounce their name? I don't know. It's not the flex that you thought it was. What do you mean I should lose weight? TheCynicalDude? You idiot. All right, man. I'm sorry if you can't read, but... Alright, and that was the last clip. Like I said, personally, when I see somebody with colored hair, I don't think that they're cool or unique or whatever. I think they're just another follower who's like everybody else, and they're also going to complain a lot, but I'm not impressed by people that follow trends, honestly. Oh, you did what everybody else is doing. How about that? Good for you. Real trailblazer you are, huh? My favorite part of today's episode was when this person was spilling into somebody else's seat and then had the audacity, strike that, the gall, to get mad at them. She's like, what are you doing? Touching me. She put her hand between the seat and then started touching me in my belly. No, she was trying to reach her seatbelt and your body was in the way. For some reason, your body couldn't stay in your own seat. Probably because of fat phobia, right? For being real. Today is the first of the month. Happy New Year, everybody. Do any of you have any New Year's resolutions? Let me know in a comment below. My New Year's resolution is to have you all subscribe to the channel and help me get to 50,000. Happy New Year, everyone. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.